Okay, coming today to Sonos Play Bar. Gonna see what this is like. Whoa. Doesn't come with this, but I'm also gonna buy a ridiculously cheap one, which I can't even see on display. Okay, I've got him. Time to get him out. Now, what I've done here is I've bought a cheap one for £40 and I've bought the Sonos. And the reason for that is to compare real cheap versus expensive. Just to see if there's a massive difference in quality. Simple as that. You can read as many reviews as you want, but it is good to know, is it worth the difference between 40 quid and 500 odd quid? I've also had to buy an extra tower thing. Just a little handle on it. Oh. Wow. Okay. Oh, smells lovely. That fresh new smell. Oh, I can pick it up with one hand. It's pretty heavy though. Not saying I'm strong, but I'm just saying it is pretty heavy. And we got a couple of boxes here. It should come with an optical cable. I did check because I left without buying one. Quick start guide, wireless hi-fi system. That is a network cable. That is an optical cable. There she is. Look at that. We gently turn it over. Okay, we've got power. That is the optical cable. And then we've got two network ports, which is interesting. These are rubberized around the fit it if you wanted to fit it onto a wall, hang it onto a wall, which is actually, reading some reviews on it from people that know what they're talking about with audio. They actually recommend it going on a wall or sat up on the thin side, facing forwards when you use it, if you put it in front of your TV. So it'd be up that way rather than laid flat. Apparently the sound quality is not quite as good unless it's facing directly forward. There it is in front of the TV, and it sits quite nicely there actually. And it's not too, it doesn't encroach on the line of the TV, but it doesn't sit over the base. So it doesn't sit over that. It has got a little bit of room, but it's so small that, you know, there's a little gap basically from there to there. So I don't think any large TV is going to have that smaller base, which is a bit of a shame because you could actually tuck it from here right up to there, and that would be really good. Okay, we've got the optical cable, the network cable, power cable. I would imagine the network cable is not required. I hope you don't need to plug that directly into a router, because the router is in a completely different room. Okay, that's the optical cable in there. Let's click this through. And then we're going to put in the power cable. You may have seen in the reflection of the TV, I've got my 10-year-old boy doing the videoing at the moment, and he's excited to see. They're trying to watch Robot Wars. I've interrupted to install this, but we're going to try and listen to Robot Wars on this if we can. We've got a spare plug socket, so you can feed them all through, so prepare to do some work to set it up. Probably best to pull the whole unit out, which I'm going to do in a second. While I'm here, I'm actually going to plug the network cable into the device, in case there's a way of wirelessly connecting this to my router, and then this will connect to the TV, which would be good because I've got a network port in it. Lovely. I don't like the messy wires. Kind of no room for them, are there? Ow! That hurt. Whoa. Okay, has it got a power button, is the question? Right, it has. Excellent. Okay. Okay, let's turn the TV on. Okay, here they've got set up the same way as me. And if you've got it hung on a wall, your TV, you can hang the device on the wall as well. So sat here, it's not invasive at all. It's quite good. It is. Even the LG logo on the TV is visible, so that's quite cool. Reading the instructions, I've done everything it said without reading the instructions. The apart from the final one, which is download the Sonos app. Open the app and follow the setup instructions. So I'm now going to do that. I'm confined to the small room. The kids are being noisy. It has got a lot of reviews, 781 views at the time, reviews at the time of recording this. Reviews. And they're all pretty much exceptional. So let's just, Sonos controller, I presume that is what we need to install. Installed. Open. Set up a new Sonos system. Okay. You will now be guided through your setup of your wireless hi-fi system. Okay, standard setup. So your Sonos Play one at a time. Choose the Sonos Play you want to set up first and follow the instructions. I got a horrible feeling I have to use that network cable to plug it into a router. Player is connected to the power outlet and desired location. Note, don't connect an Ethernet cable to your player unless you're prompted to do so. During power up, you'll see a flashing white light on your Sonos player. Wait about a minute until you see a flashing green light, then press next to continue. If you see the green light shining through a button instead, this is okay. Let's go and check. There is the flashing green light on the side of it, the right hand side. Next. Power up. Please wait. I have a feeling, player one, play bar, that's the one. Set up this play bar. On your new Sonos play bar, press and release the buttons simultaneously as shown below. Okay, well let's go and do that. Press that and that at the same time. Ooh, okay. Yes. And then press next. Please wait a couple of seconds until you see a flashing orange light on your Sonos player, which is okay. I see an orange light flashing. One, configuring player, which is very strange because I haven't connected to the network. Let's follow this out of the madness room. It's connecting. It's interesting because I haven't connected it to any Wi-Fi network at all. Configuring. This is also an important room because I have my tea in it. Wow, which is a vital part of any gadget lover's tool because you usually need lots of patience and it takes a lot of time. Okay, you will now connect this iPhone to a temporary wireless network created by Sonos Player. The wireless network called Sonos is available in the Wi-Fi section of iPhone settings. Next to see instructions. Okay, there's Sonos. Let's connect to that. If it'll work. Is it going to connect? Yes, it is. Back to the app. Next, open the iPhone settings and tap on Wi-Fi. Tap on Sonos. Return to the app. Press next to continue, which is what I've done. To add wireless setup, to add your new player, you will be guided through some steps to configure it on your normal wireless network. Okay. I don't want that network. Can I choose a different one? Use another network. Hey, good. Because that's an extended version. So I'm going to choose that one. That's also 2.4 gigahertz because it's not 5G. That's weird, isn't it? Now I need to go and find the password. And done. Continue. Checking password. Sonos connected to your wireless network. Please wait. This could take a minute. This has actually been, so far, perhaps I shouldn't say it, it's been very, very seamless. Really, really easy. I'm quite surprised because it's not hardwired in at the moment. It's hardwired to my TV, which by the way is in no way connected to my router. It is just essentially a dead cable plugged from the Sonos to that. I'm kind of hoping that Sonos will give the TV, because it's a smart TV, which I've never ever used that function, it will actually give that an internet connection, but we'll see. It's weird, it's got two network ports. It's interesting that. What was I saying? Lovely cup of tea. It's actually going a little bit cold. That's the only risk you run, is it when you're doing this, you spend so long doing this and not enough of that. And then by the time you come to need to do it because of this, that's cold. I don't know. So I'm setting this up first. The other bar is up there. So, oh, added play bar. You are now ready to choose the room your play bar will be used in. Okay. It is called the, should we call it the family room? It's quite nice, isn't it? But let's call it living room. Done, because that's what it's called on all my other devices. Your TV is currently, if your TV is currently on, please turn it off. You'll now be guided through the setup process for your play bar. Right, let me go and turn the TV off. Next. Not now. People, by the way, people are saying to get the full use out of this, you really need to fork out for a sub. Man, oh man, it's a lot of money. So we'll leave it for now. I've bought this to test the play bar. Hopefully, it's actually up to par. Not now. Add surrounds. When you use speakers, your play bar is enabled. Not now. Your play bar will be set up without a sub or sound speakers for now. You can add additional products to your play bar later. Good. So probably will do. It is connected by digital optical cable. Yes. Turn on your TV to a TV show or movie. You will not hear any sound from your Sonos speakers yet. Right. Before I press next, let's go and turn the TV back on. Radio. Menu. Gotta be away. Speakers. No, that's not it. There we go. That is off. So that's done. Excellent. Next, have your TV's been successfully disabled. Successfully disabled. Aha. Okay. That is enabled. Now your TV speakers have been disabled. You will hear all the TV sound coming from your speakers. Next, okay. Please find the remote control which you would normally be using to watch TV. You'll be asked to press certain buttons on that remote control. Please ignore any messages that may appear on the TV. Hold the remote control and point at the play bar. Press the volume plus button on that remote control. The remote control has been recognised. You can now use the remote control or any Sonos controller to adjust the volume mute of your Sonos when watching TV. It's pretty seamless. Press the volume buttons on the remote control you have just set up. Is anything displayed on your TV, such as a message that the TV speakers are turned off or an indication of volume level? Let's test that. Okay. It works. A message is a volume level is displayed. Some TVs show a volume level even when the TV speakers are disabled. This level does not describe the sound coming from your play bar. There are ways to avoid this volume level being shown. At the end of the Sonos setup, you'll be told where to find information about this. Okay, that's interesting. Your Sonos product require an update before they can be set up. Okay. Okay, and now I've got to register. I've entered my email address, and now it's determining my location. Location problem. There's a problem determining your location. Please, you are connected to your wireless network and try again, which I probably am not. Let's check. I am connected. Okay. Okay, let's try again. Oh, there we go. Yes, that's fine. Next. Your registration information is being sent to Sonos. Registration complete. Your Sonos registered. Okay, and now it's doing an update. Ooh. So I'm assuming that's now powered off. Okay. What do you think about this dog? Blurry dog. That's not what he looks like in real life, but this is an iPhone. And if you watched any of my other videos, you probably know I do moan about this a lot. So it's just not focusing. Let's tap it. I've tapped it in the center. Oh, there we go. That took a while. Anyway, he doesn't think a lot of it. Now, where are we? Oh, there we go. I've had to tap it again to get to do it. It's restarting. But this has been extremely robust, this application. In fact, I don't think I've set up a product quite as easily as this before. It's intuitive because I've never used any Sonos product before. I've heard of them and I've considered it for work, having multiple speakers around the warehouse so you can listen to music. Look at this blurriness. I try and tap it. There we go. Yeah, I've thought of that, but never actually gone through with it. Oh, it's now booted back up. By the way, the bass in comparison to the TV speakers is just amazing. And I expect the sub would make it even better. I'm going to turn this off now and I'll come back once it's done. Oh, it's gone off again. And I'll come back when it's actually done it because it seems to be taking quite some time. Oh no, there we go. Okay, excellent, thank you very much. So the question now is, does this control it? It does, you can see the white light flashing. It's a good sound. Very bassy. Okay, and if you want to play music, you can add your music service. So you can click that, and I'm using Apple Music. I pay monthly at £10 a month, and I can add that now. So I'm just going to go and set that up to add it to the Sonos. So I click this button here, and it comes up. Okay, I'm already a member. And it says, "Who's Sonos sign in Apple you dick." Right, I'm assuming I press that, and then I go sign in. Okay, I've clicked all my details in. I'm assuming that's going to do something. Click it again. Now you can listen to Apple Music with Sonos. Enter a name for this account. It will only be used if another account is added. Done. There we go. Right, so my music. There we go. And let's go to songs. Let's just see something. Oh, bit of the Stones. Play now. This will stop TV audio in the living room, I'm sure. Continue. Wow, the bass on that is much better than a TV, that's for sure. And you can control the volume. Question is, will this adjust it? It does. But of course, is it not, like they said? I see, that they can get out of sync, basically. So my question now is, if I play music and then want to start up a TV program again, how is that going to work? So let's try.
Ready? Let's do it.
So, right. Let's pause that. And now let's go and play this, the TV. Okay. Okay, now I've played the TV and it isn't on. Right, and the answer to that is you go to this menu up here and then you can just select TV and then you're back to the TV. And obviously you can adjust a load of stuff within this as well. We'll run through that in a minute. But you can, this is essentially the menu where you choose what you want to do. Now, when you turn the volume up and down, you get a white light. Now there's a setting in here which doesn't appear to work. Now I've got there, let's go back to show you to get there. Settings, and then from settings you can choose settings. So from this menu, settings, room settings, living room, which is the only room I've got set up. White light, white indicator light, now it's off. You would think that would turn off the white indicator light, but to show you again, you can see it flashing away there. Oh well. Advanced audio, TV dialogue settings. Wow, okay, don't need to do anything with those. Equalizer. Excellent, so you can turn down the bass, which is a little bit high, I would have said, and mess around with all of that. Status indicator light, it actually says indicates the state of the play bar. When the play bar is in normal operation, the LED is white. If desired, you can adjust the settings so the white light does not display. So there's a whole host of things that it can display to tell you what it's doing. So I think the white light with volume is probably not what it's talking about when you turn it off. It's just turning it off for when you're playing standard music, because you don't want it lit up when it's playing music. Night sound, that's very interesting. So basically, if you press that logo, it adjusts the audio for nighttime viewing, so you can reduce the volume and still experience proper balance and range. At lower volumes, quiet sounds are enhanced and the intensity of loud sound is reduced. Touch the icon on your Sonos controller is now playing screen to turn this setting on or off. So we're within the room and it's there. So you can press that. Enhanced and loud sounds will be suppressed. So if you've got kids, like we have, and it's now 22, 27, they're all in bed, and you want to watch a film, probably need that on. And if they're not in, or they're watching their own film, you can blast it. Okay, and within the manual, it talks about the white light, about the fact you can turn it off and what it's used for, and what if it isn't white, etc, etc. It's in the manual. If you're playing music and you want the TV to take precedence over that music, when you turn it on, there is such a setting, and it's TV setting control, it's automatically on, it's called TV autoplay. Now when that's off, the music will carry on playing even though the TV's on. If you turn it on, then if you're listening to music and you turn the TV on, it will pause the music and give TV the priority, which is what I'm going to leave it on that. That's exactly what we want. We predominantly will be using this for cinematic effect rather than listening to music. Now, what seems to be a real shame is if I press play on that, I want to actually play it out to the Sonos. I cannot seem to do it. So press play, and then AirPlay. The only option is Apple TV, but I want to play it to the Sonos. So I think the only way I can do that is by using the Sonos application, which is a bit of a shame. So within music, I can presumably go to My Music, but I cannot see. I can't see that track in the same way as I could before. Which is a bit of a shame. Recently played, is it there? No. Songs? It ain't that one. I'm not sure. Recently added, perhaps, is it? Nope, that seems to be playlists. I do not know, but it's not quite the same as the iTunes application, which is a shame, because I actually want to play that music from here with no problem at all, but I can't seem to do that. So there is a way of doing it, which is running it through the Apple TV, but that means you still have to have the TV on, which seems a bit weird. So you can just select it from the iTunes app. If you want to use the iTunes app, you can run it through Apple TV. Then, just playing through Apple TV, it will play to there. So that works, and you can still use this then, which is pretty neat. But of course, it's not. You've still got to use a TV interface to get it to play through the Sonos, which I just don't get it at all, to be honest. Right, one thing that I don't really understand is that if I turn this down, it is turning the volume down now. That's muted. If I turn it back up, I can get it back up. That's good. And if I try and come back down again, nothing's happening. So you can see the light flashing, but the volume isn't going down. And now finally, no, still not down. Now it is. So I don't really get that, but let's put it back up again. See, look, you can go all this way. And it's only just started going back up again. So let's put it all the way down. So you can see the TV bottom right flashing, saying it should be going down, but it's not. Now it is. So it seems very, very intermittent. So nothing is happening. No increase in volume. Now it is. Don't know. Doesn't seem very. The infrared is pretty poor. So as you can hear, still sound should be muted. Pointing it right at it. Right, that's now muted. I got a sore thumb. Okay, let's try this again. That's up, good. Let's turn it down. Excellent, that works. Up. It's working. Oh, down. That's good. So let's try it without holding it. So hold it to get the volume up. And now I want to turn it down. So not, that's weird. Doesn't register it. Doesn't register every. It's not doing it. Not doing it. Not now. Did it? Now it did it. Now it did it. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. You can see that it's not capturing every. There's a lag between how many it recognizes. It seems to be once it's captured it once and you press. If it's not white when you press and hold it, it's not going to work. That's very jittery. So I'm pressing and holding now, which is not working. So I need to press and hold it. No, press and hold again, press and hold again, press and hold it. There. No, it's gone again. Press and hold. There we go. That now works. Right, let's go and see if we can find where the infrared is and see if it's covered in some way or something. Well, the infrared port is here, as far as I can see, and there's one on the top there as well. But that is not great. Using the TV remote to control the volume. Just to show another control. So using the Sky remote. This is a good example, is the mute button. So that's muted, unmuted, muted, unmuted, muted, unmuted. And now it works. So if I mute, nothing happens. Press mute again, nothing happens. Press mute again, nothing happens. Press mute again, nothing happens. And I can keep pressing it. And now it's muted. Make any sense? It's on. Muted. Unmuted. It's very, very, very jittery. See? It's like 1 in every 10. Yeah, not exactly very responsive. Right, I have discovered something. With the TV off and playing music through the application. 100% success rate of muting and a volume adjustment. So it must be because it's in dual, the signal's being split across the TV and the soundbar. So it's 100% every time. Mute, unmute, mute, unmute, mute, unmute. So I've discovered that it's to do with the, I guess, the interference of the TV and the soundbar. So I'm not really sure how to resolve that. If any of you guys know a way, I don't really want to blank off the infrared port on the TV because obviously I want to turn it on with the remote. So if any of you guys know a way around this, then please comment below. That would be awesome. Okay, on the website, if you want to play directly using the AirPlay button, then if you've got the Airport Express, then it is actually possible to do this. But I haven't. But not only that, it does need to be hardwired into it as well as a line in. So yeah, that's I'm not going to do that. I might get this at some point and do a review on it, but yeah, I'm not going to be doing that right now. So there is no way just to AirPlay it at the moment, unfortunately. So the way to do it is to open up the Sonos app, and then with the details from your Apple Music store, you can then just play directly from that app. It would just be nice to use the iTunes app directly straight to the Sonos Play Bar. But I've searched the internet for quite some time this morning, and I cannot find any articles on playing just directly. I'd assumed that you just launch any of the apps on your phone and you can just send it to the soundbar. I thought when the little TV logo, which you press and it says where do you want to play to, and it says iPhone or Apple TV, I thought the Sonos bar would appear there. I could just play directly to that if I wanted to, but you can't seem to. You can with their app, which is fine, but it's not so fine if you wanted to play, swipe up on the iPhone and then AirPlay to it. Basically, you can't seem to AirPlay to it, which is a bit strange. AirPlay only through the app, or Airport Express, or Apple TV. But with the Apple TV, of course, your TV needs to be on. So I just tested that. I thought, well, I'll turn the TV off and see if somehow it still plays through, but it doesn't. So app only. So I'm currently controlling it through the app. That's absolutely fine, but you just can't AirPlay directly from the phone. That's as far as I know. Excellent. Connecting a Play Bar to AirPlay, found this answer, which is quite good. So basically someone's saying the exact same thing as I'm trying to get directly AirPlay to it, but it's connected direct to my TV, and they're saying that yes, you need Export Express, but not only that, you also need another Sonos device. Now if you get another Sonos device, you can play to any speaker that you've got on your Sonos system, anywhere, and you can AirPlay to it, but you need a Sonos device, another one, and an Airport Express, sorry, to be able to do it. So yeah, I probably will in the future get another Sonos device, but not for now. And I'm not going to connect an Airport Express to that because it's in my living room and the router is way over that way. So at the moment, I shall have to use a system like it is. It would be nice just to be able to connect it to it as a Bluetooth device and play directly without having to do that in the same way as you would with your headphones. But there we go. That's how you do it. That's the answer to that. You can't unless you get another Sonos device or connect that directly into the Airport Express, which you can't do because I'm using the port for the TV. There you go. Days of my life. Okay, I'm just going to check the network to see whether it creates a... Yeah, there's no network stated, not connected. So it doesn't create access to the internet. I've had a look at the network side of things, and really those network ports appear to be for storage drives where you've got all your library, music library. So it won't allow you to create a connection, which I didn't expect it to, but I thought it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it, if I could plug that network cable into my TV and have an internet connection. But I don't even utilize that. It was just a really an afterthought to see if it would work, and it doesn't. Okay, this is going to be now the comparison with the £40 soundbar. Well, there she is. Amazingly, it's actually got an optical port, and you've got your standard audio ports as well. It looks like it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 speakers, maybe. Could just be 2, but I think it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have a check in the manual. Power, optical, Bluetooth, movie, music. So source button, repeatedly. There we are, Bluetooth. Then press Bluetooth pairing, and then that should show here. It does. Pretty straightforward. Connected.
Paired.
Oh, and it even says paired. See what this sounds like. I'm intrigued. My music. Let's just go to this one again. Automatically playing. And that is what I was looking for in the Sonos. You just go boom, there we are. That's what I want. Okay. Let's try and ramp this up even further. So it's not as full-bodied as the Sonos. Pretty loud though. I think that's it max. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Okay. That isn't bad. Let's pause that. Pause it with the remote, and obviously you can pause it with that. Now I'm going to try and AirPlay this to... I can't AirPlay it. Right, let me go to the Sonos app. Shoot to Thrill I need. I'm just going to find that. Wow, I mean the bass, so yeah, the bass is immense. Okay, I'm now going to go back to the music here. Pause that again. Back again. Wow. Okay. I'm no expert in listening out for intricate differences between audio systems, but nor will most of the people buying this stuff be. Maybe the Sonos a little bit more, because obviously you're buying it because you want that extra quality. Now there is a big difference. I mean, the only way I can really think about it is with the cheapo soundbar. It's as though maybe you're behind a pane of glass listening to it, and the Sonos, you're in the room with the band. That's the biggest difference. It's quite vast, but that for £40 pumps out some sound. It's nowhere near as deep and wholesome as the only way I can describe it. It doesn't wrap you. The Sonos wraps you in sound, and you feel like you are there, whereas the other one doesn't. You wouldn't be annoyed if you bought that £40, put it that way. You are open to more risk with the Sonos being so much more expensive, that more than 10 times more expensive. Is it 10 times? 40? Yeah, more than 10 times more expensive. Yeah. The sound quality, though, is immensely better on the Sonos. Immensely better. It's not as though they are so closely matched you can't really tell. And it's going to be fairly obvious, let's be fair. And to also be fair, it's not really a fair comparison, because one was £40, one was £550. So not the most fair comparison, but in terms of functionality, the Bluetooth aspect, I really miss that on the Sonos, that you can just swipe up and say play to it directly. Really miss it. And it's got to be done through the app. So unless someone knows a way around that, please let me know. That would be brilliant. But otherwise, between the two, yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed if I had the £40 one. that would probably suit me. The difference with the Sonos, because it's got that range that the smaller one doesn't have. The other example I can give, when you hear some form of bass within the Sonos, you think it's a car door shutting outside on the street sometimes. You get that noise, which usually you go, is that someone in our drive? That happens with that just from watching TV, which is obviously noticeable because we're doing that a lot and not used to its depth at the moment. So, love it. Love the Sonos. I do. I got a massive problem with that volume issue. That is a right pain in the ass. It really, really is. Now, don't know what the result's going to be of that. I will put a link in, as I've said, in the description if it's resolved. But when it's not running through the TV, it works perfectly. So if we want to just listen to music and don't switch between tasks, then it works fine if I run it through the Sonos app. But for that money, I need that fixed. If I can't get that fixed, it's going back. Definitely going back. Because it doesn't work. It just does not work as it should do. Now, it's probably a firmware, software, or me issue. So I'm going to find out, and I will let you guys know. But in terms of the sound quality, fully recommend it. From a complete noob and someone who is nowhere near an expert in this field at all, the recommendation is brilliant. But if you're just looking for a bit of a boosted sound, don't get the Sonos, get the 40 quid one. And I do ponder on these things. I'm now in the car, and it's about 2 hours after I thought I'd finished filming about these soundbars. The big advantage of the Sonos, of course, is a modular system, so it means that you can have sound, the same track, playing in multiple rooms as you see fit. Whereas the cheapo one, you can play to the Bluetooth of that one room, and that's your lot. You can't split that across. not without some real clever and convoluted way of doing it, if it is even possible, via Bluetooth on iOS. So you can have that one speaker system and that's it. Whereas a Sonos, I was thinking, because I'm not going to waste the £40 one, in case you're wondering what I'm going to do with it. It's going to go in the warehouse as just a, you can just quickly Bluetooth the music to it, hang it up on the wall. So I thought, hang on a minute, I can only hear it, where am I going to put it? Because I'm going to hear it in certain parts of the warehouse. I've had a Sonos system, which I did look at before, I think I mentioned, for the warehouse. Multiple areas of the warehouse can have the speakers, enabling the same music to be played. Hear it in all the places. That's another main reason for getting it as well. It's modular. Well, harping on about this volume thing, but it's impossible. I cannot. It's just not working. It's very, very frustrating. I cannot get it to control the volume. So I'm going to go right up to it. I cannot. It's just not controlling the volume at all. The remote's working fine. You can see the red dot there. Every single click is registering. Every single click works perfectly. Oh, I think I'm actually have to contact the support at Sonos, because it appears now it's just not working at all. Cannot get it to work. That is very frustrating. Has anyone else got this problem or had this problem? Because this is just hopeless, hopeless and hopeless. I just can't watch a film and adjust the volume. Just noticed in the manual, IR repeater is on the back. Now, if you go down here in the manual, IR repeater allows the commands from your remote control to reach your TV if the play bar is positioned in front of the TV. This setting is on by default and it can be turned off. See IR repeater for more information. So what I'm actually doing here is go into settings, then you go to room settings, living room, and from here we should be able to set up TV setup and control, IR repeater off. Now I'm going on the assumption this is causing an issue, and previously what my description was of the problem seemed to be that two signals have been picked up. So I'm hoping, now I've discovered this, that will cut all that problem out. So let's go and test. Okay, and that has completely solved the problem. No problems at all. Put it wherever you like. Hey! Brilliant. So let's turn the TV on. Still working. And I can turn the TV on, by the way. Oh, and that's cut the automatically, because I've got that on to cut out the sound. This is working perfectly. Hey, there we go. No repeater. Works perfectly every time. So pleased. That being said, there is a definite bug, because just after filming that clip, I went to then listen to a track through the Apple TV, and I couldn't control the volume again. Nothing would work. No TV remotes would work. Nothing. Couldn't get it to do anything. So I've reset the Sonos app, restarted it, made no odds whatsoever. Backed out, turned off the Apple TV, turned it back on again. No difference whatsoever. Turned off the TV. No white light coming on, press the button, nothing at all, no volume control whatsoever. So what I've done is I've ended on my iPod, which is sat on the arm of the chair there. I ended every single program that was running on that. Then I ended every single and that didn't work. I ended every single program that was running on my iPhone as well, and now it works again. So there's a bug somewhere. Maybe, I thought it was originally, the way I did it is I ended both the Sonos apps, thinking perhaps they're clashing, killed anything that was using the AirPlay. So the iTunes apps running on both, not at the same time, killed those four things, and it made no difference. So I killed the whole lot, got rid of all the apps running, and then it started working again. Don't know the answer to that, but anyway, it's with that repeater off, it's a lot better. If you're using multiple devices in the house, I'm not sure, but there's definitely something funny there. If I can ever find an answer to it, I'll put it in the description down below, if it happens. But at this point in time, haven't got a clue. But it was non-responsive at all. So you could click it 100 times, it wouldn't even adjust the volume. I was right at the verge of having to reset the Sonos, but killing all the apps seemed to work, so. Okay. Straight out of filming that clip, I've got the issue again. So this, and if it's shaky, it's because I'm using my iPod to film. Nothing's happening. Literally nothing is happening. The only thing that has changed is the camera being used. So the question is, if I pause that, first of all, because that's going to be a change, does anything happen? Nope, no white light, nothing. Okay. So let's kill. So the only two applications running are the music app and the camera. So let's kill the camera. iTunes is the only thing running. So that's not working still. What I'm going to have to do, because this is connected, the iPod is connected to the camera and to the Sonos, or to my network at least, I will have to kill this camera and then report back. No, that didn't solve it. But no, non-responsive. So it's responsive in terms of, as you can hear. So that works. That doesn't work. So the next question is, if we kill this app. Right, there's now nothing running. Nope. So that's not working either. I don't have a clue. I have no idea. Not a clue. So that's definitely not working. Definitely not working. I don't know. There's something causing this, and I can't tell what. Okay, there is Apple TV is on the phone. So let's put it back to iPhone and press done, and then close that down. Let's test that. That works. Okay, that works. So we found out what it is, kind of. Let's do some further testing on that. So that works perfectly, absolutely perfectly. And I suspect if I launch iTunes again and then go to my music, let's play exactly the same song so we know exactly where we are. And let's click on there. It's playing on the iPhone at the moment. Let's say AirPlay to Apple TV. It will work. And I should imagine the volume will work. Okay, that's working. There we go. Definitely working. It works perfectly. Lovely. Right, so pause it. Pause that. And then try the volume. Still works. Lovely. Okay, it works. Still works. Test that. Yep, still works. Okay. Stop and play. Double test. Yep. So let's now come out of that app and see what happens now. Yep, still works. Let's launch camera. It should kill the music, which it does. Let's then come out of camera and then go back to the app. Still works. Not a clue. Don't know. But you can get it, as I've proven, in a state where it just does not work. And the only way appears to be to turn off AirPlay and turn it back on again. It still works. Okay, is that going to work? Still works perfectly. That works absolutely perfectly. So if I... let's try and think now. If I come out of that, scroll up, let's say... That works. Still works. Got to try and figure this out, guys. Okay, so what we're doing now, let's launch the Sonos app. It should kill, most likely, the Apple TV. Which is not doing, which has been done. It's done it every single time so far. Let's have a look. So if I go to radio, let's just start this. Beats, let's play now. See what it does, continue. Okay, that's now forced shut down the Apple TV. So let's put that down. Let's test this. It works perfectly. Let's say stop on the Sonos app. Go back to iTunes. That says it's still playing, which is interesting. But let's Press play. Okay, that's now up on the screen. Aha! Yay! Figured it out. Right. So it's a conflict between the Sonos app and the iTunes app. If you're playing something in the Sonos app and you do that and then launch iTunes, it messes something up. It just screws something up. Because it says it's playing through Apple TV. It is playing through Apple TV, but I've got no sound. So it's got confused somewhere. So let's now kill the Sonos app. Go back to that. So there's no Sonos app running now. Let's kill the camera app for the sake of it, but there's only one iTunes open, and that's the only app. So I have a feeling that it still won't work. Okay, and if I kill iTunes and relaunch it, I have a feeling now that should disappear now. Should do. But it's not. So is this a Sonos thing or is it an Apple thing? And then let's go to here. Let's do exactly the same song. Okay, that's coming now, the album artwork. That's now working. Okay, so let's open that up. Working. I'm guessing, only guessing, this isn't going to work when I press the button. Correct. No volume control. Right. What you need to do, relaunch Apple Music. Shoot to thrill. Apple TV. So back there now. How's the sound working? Sound's working. Okay, is the control isn't there? No. Man, what did I do last time to get it working again? Now, I don't really know. I really don't know the exact answer to this. But it's working again, and it seems to be a conflict between the Sonos app and the iTunes app. That's the only way I can really pin it down to, is that. Bit of a nightmare, to be honest, but hopefully no one's doing too much switching between the two. But AirPlay is nice to be able to do, so maybe stay away from that or do one or the other, not try and do one and then the other. So if you do Sonos app and then go to iTunes, you may find you have issues. What I've done is brought back the Apple TV out of playing music, press the menu, which brings it to a screensaver if you've got it set up on the new Apple TV. Volume works, so that is now, as you can see, the white light right there is fine, works fine. So let's now go back. I've reset both the iPhones, my iPod and the iPhone. So that sound good. That is on my iPhone. Should still work just fine. Yep, so white light. Now press the Apple TV logo. Let's play to Apple TV. So that's come up. Volume's working fine. Absolutely fine, so working. Right, that's proven that's working. So now that will be fine as far as I know. Let's come back out. Okay. I can probably browse the App Store. The sound from the Apple TV is still coming through. Let's have a look. Okay, what happens, I wonder, if we then preview? That's brought the sound down. That still works.
Something weird is going on.
And then we come back out of that. Will it start auto-playing? Okay, it's not auto-playing, it's paused it on the iPhone. Let's press play again. It's actually kicked out. Let's check the volume. Now that's not working. Now look. It's not working. So, even if I put that now to it, it should play on here. There, it's come up. But the volume won't work. So the volume's not working. If I press menu, It intermittently worked then. Do you see that? Intermittently came on. It won't let you go back. There we go. Right, let's try it. That's working now. I think it's nothing to do with the Sonos app. Nothing a bit, because I haven't relaunched it. And my phone, iPod, ran out of space. So I didn't relaunch anything, the Sonos app, put it that way. No apps and no Sonos app, and it still bombed out, still had an issue. So it's a problem with AirPlay or more likely Apple TV. It's a bug between those two things. It's either because it's AirPlaying. So the scenario where this weird combination may happen would be if you are watching a film, for instance, and you finish watching the film and you think, oh, I'm going to stick on some music now and do a bit of cleaning of the old house. You may get the issue, or you most certainly will if you've got an Apple Generation 4, is it? The latest one anyway, latest Apple thing as of the time of recording this video. You know, you might not be able to control the volume, which is a bit frustrating. And I've come across this before because I've been listening to music. Family gets back, stick a film on, can't control the volume. Don't know why, shut everything down, restart it, works. Thinking this is very, very inconvenient. And of course, if you're not using Apple TV, you probably won't get this problem unless you do with something else, some other device that I haven't got and can't test it with. So anyway, that's the mystery solved. Definite Apple TV bug, should I say. Menu, back to the screensaver, wallpaper, whatever you want to call it, and then it will work. I am completely at my wit's end with this. So I've gone back to the TV, and now it's not working on there either. It's intermittent again. I don't know. I don't know. So that's now nothing to do with Apple TV at all. There is no correlation between this now and Apple TV. So now I'm back to thinking, is it a problem with the Sonos? I have powered off the Apple TV completely. The volume now works every single time. When I go back to the HDMI 1, which is the Skybox, it works every single time, and then it goes intermittent. So it isn't the Apple TV that's causing the issue. It's simply the HDMI connections going to the Sonos. Not the HDMI, sorry. It is simply the optical cable, maybe, that's going to the Sonos. Or the Sonos. I do not know. Oh, this has been a complete nightmare. I've devoted hours to this, by the way. Hours. This is going to be edited down. It's as small as I could possibly get it to make it make any sense at all. And to be honest, I haven't found, like now I'm pressing the volume button, nothing happens. That's on the TV. I really don't know. I haven't got a clue. Let's try and draw this to some form of conclusion, which is quite difficult to do. With an input, it's not working. Okay, oh, there's a flash of it, a brief one. So it's not working there. If I go to where the Apple TV was, HDMI 2, where there is no input at all, the volume now works absolutely perfectly. I can even hear static noise, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that works lovely. If I go back to HDMI 1, it won't work again. Did you see the light flashing as it was switching between the two? And it immediately stops when it gets a connection. Let's demonstrate that again. So HDMI 2, fine. If I go to HDMI 1, which definitely doesn't work, as soon as I press this button, I'll start pressing the volume button, and there we go. It works, stops working. Oh, brief flash. So it seems to me that it's a problem, actually, full circle, it's a problem with the Sonos system. So I need to contact support about that, and if there's any updates, I will put that in the description.